Leviticus chapter 6, verses 1 to 35. I am reading from the New Revised Standard Version, the Green Bible. Verse 1. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 2, when any of you sin and commit a trespass against the Lord by deceiving a neighbor in a matter of a deposit or a pledge, or by robbery, or if you have defrauded a neighbor, verse 3, or have found something lost and lied about it, if you swear falsely regarding any of various things that one may do and sin thereby, verse 4, when you have sinned and realize your guilt and would restore what you took by robbery or by fraud, or the deposit that was committed to you, or the lost thing that you found, verse 5, or anything else about which you have sworn falsely, you shall repay the principal amount, shall add 1/5 to it. You shall pay to it its owner when you realize your guilt. Verse 6. And you shall bring to the priest as your guilt offering to the Lord a ram without blemish from the flock, or its equivalent for a guilt offering. Verse 7, the priest shall make atonement on your behalf before the Lord, and you shall be forgiven for any of the things that one may do and incur guilt thereby. Verse 8, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 9, command Aaron and his sons, saying, this is the ritual of the burnt offering. The burnt offering itself shall remain on the hearth upon the altar all night until the morning, while the fire on the altar shall be kept burning. Verse 10. The priest shall put on his linen vestments after putting on his linen undergarments next to his body, and he shall take up the ashes to which the fire has reduced the burnt offering on the altar and place them beside the altar. Verse 11, then he shall take off his vestment and put on the other garments and carry the ashes out to a clean place outside the camp. Verse 12, the fire on the altar shall be kept burning, it shall not go out. Every morning the priest shall add wood to it, lay out the burnt offering on it, and turn into smoke the fat pieces of the offering of well-being. Verse 13, a perpetual fire shall be kept burning on the altar, it shall not go out. Verse 14, this is the ritual of the grain offering. The sons of Aaron shall offer it before the Lord in front of the altar. Verse 15, they shall take from it a handful of choice flour and oil of the grain offering with all the frankincense that is on the offering, and this shall turn its memorial portion into smoke on the altar as a pleasing odor to the Lord. Verse 16, Aaron and his son shall eat what is left of it. It shall be eaten as unleavened cakes in a holy place. In the court of the tent of meeting, they shall eat it. Verse 17, it shall not be baked with leaven. I have given it as their portion of my offerings by fire. It is most holy, like the sin offering and the guilt offering. Verse 18, every male among the descendants of Aaron shall eat of it as their perpetual due throughout your generations. From the Lord's offering by fire, anything that touches them shall become holy. Verse 19, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 20, this is the offering that Aaron and his sons shall offer to the Lord on the day when he is anointed, 1/10 of an ephah of choice flour as a regular offering, half of it in the morning and half in the evening. Verse 21, it shall be made with oil on a griddle. You shall bring it will soak as a grain offering of baked pieces. You shall present it as a pleasing odor to the Lord. Verse 22, and so the priest anointed from among Aaron's descendants as a successor shall prepare it. It is the Lord's perpetual due to be burned entirely into smoke. Verse 23, every grain offering of a priest shall be wholly burned. It shall not be eaten. Verse 24, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 25, speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, this is the ritual of the sin offering. The sin offering shall be slaughtered before the Lord at the spot when the burnt offering is slaughtered. It is most holy. Verse 26, the priest who offers it as a sin offering shall eat of it. It shall be eaten in a holy place, in the court of the tent meeting. Verse 27. Whatever touches its flesh shall become holy, and when any of its blood is spotted on a garment, you shall wash the best patterned part in the holy place. Verse 28. The unearthen vessel in which it was boiled shall be broken, but if it is boiled in a bronze vessel, that shall be scoured and rinsed in water. Verse 29. Every male among the priests shall eat of it, it is most holy. Verse 30. But no sin offering shall be eaten from which any blood is brought into the tent of meeting for atonement in the holy place, it shall be burnt with fire. Leviticus chapter 6 verses 1 to 35. I am reading from the New Revised Standard Version, the Green